Hi lovelies, welcome to Women Talk program. This is Jenny Buzz4 and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in today's program we're going to be talking about how to pad yourself during your menses and especially at night, because I've been hearing a lot of people complaining about not knowing how to pad themselves, and I've seen quite a number of women, finding it hard to pad themselves when it is actually time to sleep. They always wake up when they have messed their beds and and the whole place, so they always have to change the bed sheets, to wash and what. Yet there are women who don't experience such. Now today I'm here to teach you how to pad yourself, and also another thing, I'm here to teach you how to keep your panties clean. Now, like, this is not a generation where people or women still put on dirty panties, stained panties in the middle, panties which are stained in the middle. Now let's see, how can you keep your panties clean? There are some women who no longer even put on white panties because they cannot maintain them clean, but I'm here to make it easy. How is it possible that you can have white panties, and how is it possible that you can pad yourself and you wake up in the morning when there's nothing on your bed? I was supposed to buy a panty to illustrate more on what I'm gonna be sharing today, but I wasn't able. But either way, let's go into the video. Now when you are having your periods, there is like, I've seen a number of people who don't know how to pad themselves, and in most cases they wake up when their beds are stained of blood, and they really don't know how to do it. And how can you do it? Now when you get your pad and you put it on your panty, it is nighttime, you want to sleep, don't so much trust only this pad. You can add up something. You can use 2 pads on one panty. Next time when I get a chance to buy a panty, I'll come here and do demonstrations on how to do it. But I'm quite sure that even if I just talk, you can learn, though it is more effective when I'm doing it physically. But as you get the first pad, and put it on your, as you get the first pad and put it on your panty like this. Now perhaps let's assume the panty is below, of course, as it is supposed to be. Now the second pad, you put it on like from the middle. You get the point? From the middle, so that the panty, so that it is like this. So you use two pads. Now this is the first one. The second one starts from the middle and it comes this side, and you make sure that this big part, you see, of the second pad is the one you put at the end, meaning this small part of the second pad is gonna sit here, such that this big one of the second pad will be at the last point. So you can use 2 pads, but again, there are some tissues which are really good. I know many women may not really like it, but it is really important. Some tissues which don't break, you can always put these 2 panties, these 2 pads, and also put tissue. Like here on top you put a tissue, and here at the back you put a tissue, such that when you sleep on your back, English is the problem. When you sit at your back, still blood can't go through, and when you sleep at your stomach or on your stomach, still blood cannot come through, because we clearly know why blood comes out. It is because when you sleep like this, when you sleep on your back, of course it will flow towards your behind, and if you sleep on your stomach or on your belly, of course it will flow in front. There are also certain postures on how you can sleep and avoid staining your bed. But of course, that is not something that you plan for. All people want to sleep in a posture that gives them comfort, that keeps them comfortable. Now, you have seen that you can always put a panty and also a tissue, but in good positions. Like when you put it on like this, make sure there is a tissue under. Now, I want to give you an example. This is just an example. When you put your tissue, make sure it is like this. You don't put it on the same level, because you wouldn't have done anything different. You make sure that it is like this. And it's thick. You get more layers of tissues and you put them together and you put them like this. Now, such that when you're wearing your panty, and your pad, it should look like this. And also below, it should also look like this. So meaning there is below and there is here. And if you can even put in the middle. Yeah, because sometimes really at night, blood flows heavily at times. So guys, that's it. Now, my second point is going to be on the pant liner. Now, fellow women these days no longer have dirty panties. Women these days no longer have stained panties. Women no longer have those dirty, rotten panties. These are some of the things a man will never tell you. But you as a woman, you have to care for yourself thoroughly. Like if you see the panty is dirty, the panty is stained, throw it away, buy another one, because panties are not that expensive. But okay, without talking too much, how can you keep your panty clean in the middle as a woman? Specifically, we are talking about a panty staining in the middle. This is what happens, and this is why. Some women, when they go to bathroom, they don't go with water. They just go with tissue, and sometimes people don't use even tissues at all, apart from when you're doing number 2. But some women, when they go to do number 1, they don't take water. After doing it, they just dress up. Remember, urine is urine, and urine really stains clothes. You see from the clothes of children. When they urinate in their clothes, sometimes clothes stain, unless you really have good washing skills. Like when a child susus, you remove the clothes and soaks them in soap, in water and soap, powdered soap, or name it. But if you don't have that care in how you wash your clothes, of course the children's clothes will get stained. Now, that's why I bring in this. If you cannot afford a pant liner, you can always use tissue. Now, women these days no longer put on panties without a pant liner or without a tissue. When you put on your panty, make sure that on top of your panty, you put a tissue or a pant liner. And also, it depends which tissue. Now, as you can see this tissue, even if I squeeze it, it cannot break. So I believe it's a good tissue. You put this tissue, you put it on your panty, and you dress up, such that you remain clean. Like every time you go to the bathroom, you change this tissue, you throw it, and you get another one. And if you can afford the pant liner, that is the best. You put it on, with time you remove it, you put another one. And make sure every time you go to the bathroom, you go with water. You clean yourself, you wipe yourself, and you put on your panty, and you put on a pant liner, and you put on also, if you don't use a pant liner, you put a tissue. That is one of the ways on how to keep your panties very, very clean. And because let me tell you, the fluids sometimes we produce as women also smell. Now, if you're the type of a woman who does not wash yourself, like you wait until evening, because some women you take shower only once, which is really okay. And let me tell you, cleanliness sometimes does not only mean taking shower 1,000 times a day. No, you could be somebody who takes shower once a day. You could be somebody who doesn't take shower all the time, but you know the basics of a clean person. You know the places which really can get dirty and and ashames you. Your armpits, your underparts, but you keep, like, if you are the kind of a woman who knows that every time I go to the bathroom I have to go with water, I have to go with soap, I have to go with a tissue to wipe myself, I have to change my pant liner, I have to change my tissue, then how are you going to smell? You're going to stay a clean woman. Now, because girls and women, we don't care about ourselves. When we go to meet our boyfriends, our spouses, this is what we do. You remove your panty when the man is looking aside. You remove it and you put it under the bed. Now again, when you finish the whole function, you see, when you look at him looking aside, you grab it and you put it in. He hasn't seen anything. Why go through all that trouble? If you practice these simple steps, I'm telling you, you will go to him, you will even let him take it out. Why? Because you are very sure of yourself. Now, women, let us keep ourselves clean. There's also another thing women do. Okay, I will not mix things, because here I came specifically for how to pad yourself during your periods, and especially at night when you're going to sleep, and also how to keep your underwears clean. And women, please learn to put on white underwears also. Don't be a black underwear wearer. Like, don't be somebody who puts on only black things, black underwears, because also those ones, they tell that you are not clean enough, because we all know black sometimes keeps dirt, because when it is black and you wash it, somebody may not know whether it stains or what. But my main emphasis is on washing yourself every time you go to the bathroom, to do susu, to do number 1, to do number 2. You clean yourself, because now just imagine you go, you susu, you don't clean, you go, you susu, by the time it is evening, even one time like this is enough to make you smell. That's why you see that you sit with fellow girls and they smell. And let me tell you, the reason why I'm saying this on my channel is to help everybody out there, and that's why I'm actually using English, even if I'm not the best English speaking person, such that all people from all over the world can see this. Let me tell you, one of the things that really your friend, your mother, your auntie, your husband, your whatever will never tell you is to tell you that you're smelling. Sometimes people don't really say that. Maybe the only people I've seen say are Arab people, because for her she will tell you you're not smelling good. But sometimes your husband cannot tell you that you're smelling. That's why now I'm telling you, so that you care for yourself before your husband feels that. Because once he feels that, today, tomorrow, and forever, it is something that turns him off. Like, now just imagine you're coming closer to somebody to start love with them. They are smelling, they are doing this, you understand? You lose appetite. The morale dies immediately. But when you know these things, and as I told you before, and I'll tell you again, when you grow up, whatever you do becomes a disgrace. Whatever you do is a shame. You could be a good-looking lady, but when you don't know how to care for yourself, like every time you smell urine, every time your armpits smell, every time your underparts, there's a difference between underpanty and underparts. When I was growing up, we used to call underpanties underparts. Like I would say, where is my underpart? And nobody knew what it really means. We all thought that it means underwear. So there is a difference between underpart and underpanty. So if you don't wash your underparts every day, you gonna smell. And people will backbite you because they will not tell you. It is embarrassing. Sometimes when somebody tells you, you turn shame into anger. So let's care for ourselves, women. As we do our faces to look nice and what, let's also care about that. Like you are somebody, every time you wake up, there's blood on your bed, you can fix that. Because sometimes people really trust these pads so much. I'm telling you, the pad, you can trust a pad only when the blood is here in the between. And sometimes you don't have control over that. That's why I'm telling you, sometimes put tissues, especially when you're going to sleep. Because during day, you can control yourself. But during night, maybe you sleep on your side and it flows going outside. Maybe you sleep on your back and it flows going behind. Maybe you sleep on your belly and then it flows going in front. That's why I'm saying it is better to put tissue. You can put tissue here and in the middle and also behind. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to give this video a like and a comment below. And if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that every time I upload a new video, you're gonna be the first one to receive the notification. Thank you so much and take care. I love you all.